Hey, you guys ever fill a bowl with papers with random subjects to pull out and see what you're going to talk about?
I never pull out.
Honestly,
same.
Yeah, Crystal, like that one. Cue the music. Honestly, same.
Ooh, honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same. Honestly,
Honestly,
same.
same. Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Honestly, same.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Honestly Same. My name is Ross.
My name's Brittany.
And my name is Leah.
We're going to do something brand spanking new for all of you samesies out there in this episode. We got a whole bowl of just random topics that we don't know where they came from. We passed out papers to several people around a small town, uncontacted by the main world, a seaside town, and we asked them, give us topics for our podcast. They said, podcast? What's a podcast? And we said, you don't know of Honestly Same? So after we got them all to subscribe.
And gave them stickers.
And gave them stickers and merch, which you can buy now at a link that is likely somewhere around the promo of this video. They gave us a bunch of topics, random topics that we have no idea what they
They're
are.
weirdly all in Ross's handwriting.
It's the strangest
Yeah.
thing. But thank you to the seaside town of, what was it called, Brittany?
Cultifornia.
Galtifornia.
If they're giving Ross what he wants, it's Cultifornia.
All 14 of you, thank you very much for giving us our subjects for this episode. And I think we're going to time this one just to see how much we can cram in,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Who's drawing first? Brittany, you're in the captain's chair. Let's see what our first topic is. Here we
You guys put the bowl too far. Let me-
Oh, the bowl,
I
yeah.
didn't put
We'll lift it.
anything anywhere.
Yeah, I will just blame Ross. Sorry, Leah. So sorry about
Wait
that.
a second.
Okay, this is so fucking easy. Disney.
Okay.
He's dead.
Favorite. Head is frozen. They're going to bring him back.
Ooh, is it true? Did we
Is
talk
it?
about that conspiracy?
It is a
Have we talked about that? It is a conspiracy that they froze his head. And the conspiracy that they made the movie Frozen.
Yeah.
So that way, when you look it up, the results of that conspiracy don't come up.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, it's the movie Frozen. What's your favorite Disney movie? Does that have anything to do with a frozen head?
That's a hard one.
I know. I love a lot of them. Okay, if I have to answer as fast as I can, I'm gonna say Tangled.
I'm gonna say the original Lion King.
Is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs a Disney movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Then that would be mine.
Take
Disney.
that.
Head frozen? Don't know. Probably
No.
though. That'll do great on TikTok. Nice. What's up, TikTokers? Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks for looking up Disney's
Yeah.
Frozen Head and we're us talking
And finding
about
us. Sorry.
it. Well, yeah, these are results you get now when you look up Disney's Frozen Head. All right, next topic will be the gym.
Oh,
Okay.
I wonder who wrote these. It's so weird that these
One
people...
of the 14 people in Cultifornia.
Do they have a gym in California? We don't know.
You were there, not me.
Thoughts on the gym? Anybody go to the gym? Who goes to the gym?
I have
Do you-
not been going recently, and I miss it actually a whole lot. And I'm hoping that next week is when we start boxing again, because we had a lot of
I-
stuff this weekend with wedding and birthday party.
But you
and
did say that you wanted to get back into it. So
100%. It makes me feel better mentally.
yeah.
I still
if
really
nothing
want to.
else.
I want to go boxing with you guys still.
You say that, but every time I
know.
invite you, you're busy.
There's always
so-
something going on. You're like, want to go boxing tonight? I'm like, I cannot. But I still have my gloves. I've kept them from when I used to box.
I don't know. I'm starting
ready to-
to think
I
you don't
knew
want
we
to
were gonna
box.
actually get into the nitty gritty on this episode.
I
Keep
just
fighting.
really, I just really want to punch Ron.
Wow. I wanted to box for the art of it, not for the violence.
For the art of it.
He wants to interpretive box.
That's exactly. I'm like picturing him like.
And you get a punch and
It's
you
like
get
slow
a punch.
punches and
Uh-huh.
synchronized boxing.
Yes, perfect.
Beautiful.
I will say one of my favorite things about the gym is to find out that it's not actually filled with bros all the time. I
Yeah.
will say that.
It's
I feel
what
like
you
we
make
probably.
it.
It makes you nervous the first couple times you go because you're really worried about everybody else looking at you, but then you realize that you're not looking at anybody else. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's.
if
doing
somebody's
that.
looking at you at the gym, that's a them problem.
Yeah.
That's like really
Yeah.
off.
And the
color.
gym is not the problem. It's the inclusivity in specific gyms, not the gym in general.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
At least,
Or the
yeah.
exclusivity, sorry. We're looking for inclusivity.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think gyms are as cliche as one would believe they can be,
Yeah.
realistically. So I'm certain that some are, probably.
You ever
Most
been to a
likely
Gold
some are.
Bond? No, I'm just kidding.
A gold bond?
Yeah, isn't that a gym?
No, I
Oh,
think
Gold
that's-
Gym.
I think that's a lotion.
deodorant.
Gold Bond is a lotion that you
like
put on your gooch or something.
Oh my god.
You need to stop trying to start fights on this podcast.
What are we going to fight about gooch cream now?
You don't want to fight Shaq. I'm
They're-
pretty sure he's the spokesperson
gonna
for
say,
Gold
Gold
They're
Bond?
gonna sue you.
Hey, what's happening, Shaq? I just want to let you know that if you have a icky gooch like me, use Gold Bond.
That was a
about
really
that?
good commercial.
Thank you. Hey, this episode is sponsored by Gold Bond. Use the code Honestly Sane
And it's not a gym.
for 30% off your next order of Gold Bond.
All right.
What's our next topic?
I want to grab one from the middle. Astrology. I think it's fun. I look at astrology the same way that I look at like conspiracy theories. I think that it's fun. There's not really enough for me to be like, yes, this is actual fact, but it is fun when like the stuff lines up and you're like, whoa.
I kind of
Yeah.
feel like all of them sort of line up to everybody. Like, I feel like you could read any
Yeah.
of them and it's like, you sometimes get tired at nighttime and you're like, what the hell?
But you're talking about like specifically horoscopes.
Oh, okay.
Versus like people being like, okay, the planets are doing this, and I think that Diddy's gonna get taken down in the year of 2024, and then that was set in 2021, and then he gets taken down on the exact date because the
Holy
moon was
shit.
over here, and there's some things that are
Okay.
too much of a coincidence. I think horoscopes. I think that people are paid to write that, and then they're just that's their
Okay,
job, so it's a
I'm-
little.
I in my mind they're the same thing, but they're not the same thing.
I mean,
It's the
Horoscopes
same
and
profession,
astrology?
but
Okay.
it's like saying a gym teacher could do the same thing as like the highest level, like fitness coach that's like creating the plans.
Okay.
If
So
that
it's
makes
or
like
it's
the
like
same
saying,
thing.
or it's
kind
like
of,
saying
but
a
not.
gym teacher is the only profession you can have that involves fitness.
Yeah, when there's
Okay.
like ones that are more intense, more training, more.
Yeah, you could be
So
a
as-
coach. You could be. There's a lot of things you could be.
So
besides
astrology is the stars are this way, Mercury is in retrograde.
It's
Astrology is
Therefore-
a fact
Yeah.
as far as like the astronomy of the astrology. Like
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
is all fact. It's just what they deem like the last time this happened. This is how like
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
okay,
like
no,
the
I feel
world
like I-
events
I believe
happened,
that.
and then-
Yeah, I
the
believe
astrology
that.
is the so astronomy is where the stars live. Astrology is where they are in relation to us.
right now,
Okay.
and what is different between the last time they did it and this time, and
Yeah.
the
Or like
moon
this is
cre-
what they
like,
do on
controlling
your
the
birthday.
water,
Or like,
and
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, like moon's effect on
Yeah.
the oceans, like
And
that,
that's-
how that affects us. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I do believe those things. Yeah, I do
That,
believe
and that's
that,
exactly
like,
what I mean. Like there's
Yeah.
there's parts of it where I'm like, I know that there's truth in there, like within it. But like, yeah, when it comes to certain stuff where like, you read your horoscope and
it's
it
the
and
fun
it's-
commercialized
yeah,
version.
like that's
Okay.
the side of stuff where I'm like, well, you're not going to be able to like
And that is just someone typing out stereotypes about like
Right.
those
And-
things,
and-
and then they do fit because they're just
astrology
stereotypes.
is also like Pisces and
Yes.
Cancer and those sort of things
Yes.
too, and like how those things act.
and
Okay.
those are all based on like, oh, this is what was in the sky when you were born.
yeah,
it is.
okay, I
Yeah,
do
it's
wanna
still
know that.
not just like the names of like you're assigned an Aquarius at birth. It's like because the stars were doing this when you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And so it's weird though because then you have these people where you're like, oh, for some reason like people under this sign like tend to have these tendencies or whatever, and so that's where it starts to be like, okay, there are things that could be generic, whatever, but then
Mm-hmm.
there's stuff where I'm like, oh, there's like patterns here that are interesting of like people who don't even know each other that
Yeah.
act similarly.
And well, almost every like artist is September to December in birthdays, like musical and like
Wait, what?
actors. Just because it's just like that part, that like creativity is like part of their like chart,
So I didn't make the cut of the months.
and that's how you know. That's why you're sitting at this table. All right, I'm gonna pick another one.
Incredible.
Podcasts,
Podcasts.
and that's what we're talking about when we say the stars align.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Hate 'em.
Favorites. Oh.
Okay, my favorite podcast besides Honestly Same. It is not informational. It's not good for me. I don't learn anything. It's called Beyond the Blinds, and it's just two friends that yap.
I think this will probably just stay in. It was hilarious. So.
That's true.
got very
hey,
This is the
excited.
best
guys,
moment so far.
Talking
Remember-
about podcasts that I cut our podcast.
Remember all that astrology talk and things aligning and stuff being weird? Yeah, the excitement about talking about podcasts stopped ours from working
We
for a little
literally
bit.
turned it off, but we're back.
I think we're back up and running, and we'll find out. Hey, so Brittany, what do you like about podcasting?
I will not say I
podcasts.
hate them because last time I said that, the whole ship went down.
Yeah, the universe was like, don't like them? Well, then fuck yours.
All right, turn it off.
Turn it off.
It's called My Favorite Podcast. I've been listening to it for like 2 or 3 years. Again, they just yap about pop culture. It's called Beyond the Blinds. And I just think like what I really like about it is I don't always agree with what they're saying. So it like challenges me to see perspectives of safe things that it's like safe to like work my brain on, if that makes sense. It's not
Okay.
like really serious topics that I don't want to like, delve into. It's like little things where I'm like, I'm going to like do some internal work and see why I am mad that they have that like random opinion. You know what I mean?
No, I
That
think
makes
that's
sense.
a really healthy thing.
So it's been fun.
To be
Those
able to
are my
listen to
friends.
somebody that has, different
Are
perspectives.
they better friends of yours than us?
They're up there with you guys. I do listen to them talk as much as I talk to you guys.
Wow. Okay.
So shout out
So we have
to
some
Trey and
competition.
Kelly. Yeah.
Fuck Trey and Kelly. They're not Ross and Leah. Unless you're listening, then hey, it's
Then thanks.
totally fine. Thank you for listening to this. I feel
You
like I
guys-
go, what?
Oh, you're going to say you like podcasts?
You? Really?
You like podcasts? What do you think? What do you think of
No.
podcasts? No, don't like doing them. Don't like listening to them. I feel like I have two phases of podcast listening that I go in and out of. Is like I'm either in an educational like zone where I'm like I really do want to like learn something. I want to listen to this and take something away from it that I can like apply to life or business or whatever. And then I'll go through phases where I'm like I just need entertainment.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to like Radio Rental and
Yeah.
just hear spooky stories, or Spooked, another very fun like spooky story podcast that's really good. Or just like any like interview based sort of thing. Or I'm like, oh, this one's a really good like business podcast, and I'm gonna try and like actually like maybe take notes while I listen. Like, do you guys go through phases where you're
Yes.
like, I feel like I want to like, because Leah, you and I have talked a lot about like speaking of psychology and stuff in the past. Like, I don't know if that's like I feel
That's-
like I'm learning here.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that I've listened to in so long, just because I've gotten to a point in my life where like I don't have like a time where like I can listen to a podcast, if that
Okay,
makes sense. So
okay.
I used to listen during commutes to like drives to school when I was in school or at work. If it was, a 30-minute or so drive, I'd be like, oh, this is the perfect amount of time to listen to like a true crime or something. And then at one point when I was a nanny, I would listen to a podcast while I was like folding their laundry. I was like the only one in the house. And sometimes when I'm getting ready, I'll put on Speaking of Psychology because it helps me feel like, okay, I'm getting ready and I'm like kind of preparing myself for the day by like listening to something that it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something
Yeah.
first thing in the morning, to like listen to something that makes me feel
Like
like
kind
I'm,
of wake you up and you're leaving your house with something accomplished.
Yes, exactly. And so I have been really bad about listening to podcasts more recently because I just like, haven't had a space to do it. But also, I think since getting Dennis, I'm just so distracted during getting ready that it's not even my own time
I
anymore.
don't blame you.
That makes sense.
I feel like I'm like, if I'm listening to something, then I won't hear him like trying to tear apart my Squishmallow behind me. So
That's fair.
Yes.
How do you
yeah.
feel about making podcasts now?
I think being guested on like your podcasts several times before doing our own, I used to get anxious sometimes about like, oh my gosh, like what if I'm not funny enough? What if I'm not this? And like, it's been so nice to have our own space where like there's time,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Which is
I guess I didn't
the
even
best way
think
to put
about
it.
that either. Both of you were on other shows of mine.
That I mean, I don't
Before
know
we-
if I would have been
Yeah.
comfortable. Because it's such an unknown thing until you're doing it. Like I'm sure like it seems easy. I wouldn't know because I just sit right here and talk into this microphone.
Full disclosure, Brittany and I are extremely spoiled because Ross does so many podcasts that he just is like, I'll just toss this into my roster and we just show up and we talk.
The making of the podcast has nothing to do with us.
I've actually had people that go, so what's your setup like with like the mics and stuff? And I'm like, I have no idea.
I literally
Perfect.
just give people Ross's name.
Yeah, I go, Ross does
every
it.
time. Yeah.
Go talk to him.
He's the
Perfect.
one.
Yeah, come talk to me about it. I'll talk about it.
Yes.
We appreciate that you do all of these things for us.
Yeah.
I am glad.
That's like,
It would suck. if
Oh,
you
another
didn't
thing I want to say about podcasts. I was thinking about on my way here about, we talked another episode about like me feeling like a little bit of dread on my way to do things from like anxiety and stuff like that. But I was thinking about the podcast and I was like, it is so nice to like go somewhere and just know you're gonna converse. You don't have to figure out what else is happening. You don't have to figure out anything else. We just literally come and the only thing to do is talk. Not like what we're having for dinner, not anything else other than just like.
Or even with this show, there's no like pressure of like, what do we teach people in that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just,
I don't have to show up here with like a fact sheet.
I forget that the camera is like there. Like we are genuinely talking.
Yeah.
It's a conversation amongst us that we like open up. For the
I will also say, I've probably said this before, having a podcast that at least, you know, with what you don't hear that's interview based about like life stories and stuff, absolute cheat code to make friends. Like I'm telling you, if you like
get down to the vulnerable stuff,
like want to just make, I mean, one, don't suck at podcasting, don't suck at interviewing. You got to be good at those things. But literally, because you know, you get the chance to sit down with people that maybe you otherwise wouldn't get to. But it's like, hey, I have this platform.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you and your life and what you do. You're gonna have a, you know, raw conversation for an hour or two, again, depending on what you do. But like, it's literally, I have gained so many friends over the last 4 years.
because you just get to see a whole like specific light of them.
Yeah, and I'm literally just like, hey, tell me about you, and then I will openly share about me while we're conversing in this way. So it's not just like an interview where I'm like, tell me this, tell me that, thanks, see you later.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, let me share. Again, just like you're saying, it's like, oh, there's lights and cameras, but also we're just kind of sitting and hanging and just uninterrupted time together to just communicate and storytell to each other.
Your entire
and like,
prerogative in that moment is to be there in that moment.
Yeah.
it
Like-
makes you be like that's one of the cooler things about podcast, like making a podcast, is you are just like, you're present in that moment.
Well,
not
and-
like if you're out getting coffee, you're kind of maybe checking your phone every once in a while.
That's
or
what I was
something.
Or
just
like,
about
have
to
we
say.
been here too long?
Yeah,
My coffee's cold.
Yeah,
People
no,
around us being
literally,
loud,
like not even just literally the idea of not having our phones during a conversation where like, you know, everybody is engaged. I don't want to say we have to be engaged, but like, so you know what I mean? Like, I know that you guys are fully like paying attention and listening to
This
what
is
I'm
just an
saying.
experience you can't get unless you're podcasting. Like
Yeah.
you can have amazing conversations on your couch and get the same feeling, but this is, we show up knowing that it's going to be like this every time.
There's an intention to the hang that doesn't come with a pressure of meeting that intention, if that makes sense. Like
100%.
Again, we're not sitting down to be like, we are, I mean, even though we are doctors, but like, oh, we're doctors, we got to teach everybody. It is like, yeah, we're making a thing. We want it to be good, but also like, we just get to just kind of talk and rant and say all this stuff. Especially, I mean, this is actually
This
a
episode.
perfect example of everything we're talking about. This is literally just a rant-filled episode of all the things.
Yes.
I think it's your turn, actually.
I think
No,
it's Leah's
my
turn.
Oh, she's already got her paper.
Yes, she's got it. We're ready to go.
Aliens.
Do we believe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next question.
Yeah, I feel like I believe, but I don't really know.
I mean,
know
there's
what?
been
Ooh.
stuff from like the White House
That is true, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever, dude. My
There's
fucking
just so
bills
much
are
other
too-
stuff
Yeah.
going on.
I gotta pay rent this month. If the aliens show up,
Bring
you know,
down
one of
milk
my-
and we'll talk.
One of my recent favorite conspiracies that I'm not saying I believe, but it's very fun, is that a lot of people believe that a lot of this alien stuff is being planted and so publicly, like, hey, they're out there, because a lot of people believe that the government is going to fake an alien invasion to try and like get all the public like scared and kind of united almost, so then the government could then be like, and now we're like a one world government and we will save all of you. Look, we saved you guys.
I would say
We're-
alien, take me.
Yes, that's yeah, I think they're underestimating people's reactions. People
Yeah.
would be like, "Beam me up, like
Beam me
I'm
up,
ready to
bitch."
go." But yeah, that's a fun conspiracy that a lot of people are talking about now.
Yeah.
Is through things like like large projections and like all the technology that we have now to like fabricate something like that, is they think they're like laying seeds of like, hey, aliens are real, and then all of a sudden making it seem like they show up one day and then they have to swoop in and save the day, and then everyone's like, oh my god, thank you, government. And then-
Crazy.
yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
fucking
not
stupid.
surprising though. I feel like aliens have been a conspiracy for so long that there had to be a conspiracy once it wasn't a conspiracy anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, now
Had
there's
to
got to
make
be
it
a new
one.
layer of conspiracy. Yeah. What about ancient aliens?
I
You like any of the ancient alien theory?
I'm trying to remember the ones that I've seen, and I don't have any that are like coming to the top of my head.
It's pretty much anything that a past civilization built. People are like, aliens
Right.
did it. But I do think like there are like cool parts of certain things where it's like factually they have
An
just-
alien just flew out of your mouth.
alien just showed up in my body and like spit everywhere.
What is this, poltergeist?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? But like they have like factually found like old stones and all this sort of stuff that like are cut at like perfect lines and angles, that they're like, this literally had to be cut by like a laser. And so it's like fun stuff like that that's like, we are just simply not smart enough to understand how ancient civilizations did stuff. There's a real good chance they just had great ingenuity and probably had tools that were further along than what we think they
Yeah.
were. But the idea that like some guiding force from the sky that like they depicted as angels and all this sort of stuff came down on flaming chariots and like helped guide them and all that sort of, like, that's very fun to me.
I
don't know
wish
if
we
I
could just kumbaya. Like, why can't we just?
what was that?
That's
That was our
timer.
Our timer.
We're gonna
Look at
end
that.
on another planet.
We are, yes. We're ending with the aliens are beaming us up as we speak.
Must beam me up.
I'm just gonna put a huge beam of light.
And then I just come out of my seat.
No, it didn't work. You're still here. They didn't take you.
Post production.
You got to disappear so you can. Yeah. Well. Oh my God, Leah, did you? Brittany, no!
I almost pulled my back out.
They sent you back because you got up there. You're like, my fucking back.
They're like, we don't
They're
got
like,
the tools
send her
for that,
back,
girl.
send her back. I actually like that we put a time limit on that because this is a bowl of rants, folks, and this
Or
could have
raves.
been or raves. Did we really rant about anything in this episode? There's a lot of raves.
You couldn't pay me to tell you what we talked about this episode.
I want to take. Let's end on this. Both of you, we're gonna go one at a time. What do you think we talked about this episode, Leah? No, actually, Brittany, go first because I feel like Leah might remember.
Before or after the blackout?
The whole time, all of it's one episode.
I literally. You don't want me to sit here for the next 5 minutes. I can only think of the one I grabbed that we didn't do. I know aliens. Did we cover whistling? Oh my god, my brain feels broken.
Oh, that laugh just like ruptured my spleen or something.
I don't know.
We cover whistling.
I don't remember anything. Disney.
Disney. That was another one. Yes.
Leah, I'm tapping you in.
Astrology.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Right?
No, because when you said that, I literally was like, okay, yeah.
This is incredible. Oh my god. Oh my god. Aliens in you now.
The aliens are in charge of the astrology. They're just really pissed off at us in general now.
The alien just. I cannot
There's
wait
something with the
for
stars.
this episode to come back and you hear the noise you just made.
Podcasts.
Podcast was
we
another
did.
one. The gym.
The gym.
Was that the other? I think that might have been it.
Yeah,
might
that
have
was
been
probably
it.
whatever we started with pre the blackout.
Pre-blackout.
Oh, that was
Folks,
Disney.
this has been a crazy episode. We survived a whole shutdown, a whole power outage.
An Area 51.
An Area
break-in.
51.
Bug attack.
A bug attack. There's been a lot that went down this episode. This was very chaotic, but I would say a pretty great concept.
Yeah, this
Brought
was
on
fun.
by the people from Cortholio. What was it?
California?
Coltfornia. Coltholio.
You're never allowed to be in charge of a cult again.
That, guys, don't take that away from me.
What did you even call it?
Coltholio? I don't know.
Goldolio.
If that's what you
Goldolio.
want your place to be called, then we'll change the name.
We'll see. We'll workshop it. Maybe that can be another episode where we cult names. New
Yeah.
subject for the future.
We'll put it in the bucket.
Well, we talked about a lot of whistling in this episode, so we're all going to whistle our way out of here. Make sure to follow us at Honestly Same Pod on whatever social medias we exist on. Instagram. Hey, we're on TikTok. Reminder, we're on TikTok. People seem to like us over there.
TikTok.
People seem to really like us over there on
Do
TikTok.
not make it to where people won't like us. Don't jinx us like that.
I like that you're singing a whole lot now. Why don't we whistle ourselves on out of here?
What if I just
Oh my god, just hit it again. Another blackout before we
Alright,
even
hit that button.
Hiya.
Listen, I love you guys. Goodbye. Leah, whistle.
No.
It was a big topic of this episode.
She rolled her eyes and then whistled.